A lot of people have a huge hate for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, mostly because of the issues that this game has, and the main issues that we all know are very clear. We've been talking about this for almost the whole life cycle of Modern Warfare. You know, it's very obvious ones, between the minimap not having red dots, the footsteps being loud, no dead silence perk. It's a lot of problems that we run into, the servers being absolute garbage. You know, it's a lot of stuff that we deal with in Modern Warfare. But this game, as much as we complain, as much as we want something positive to come from this title, as much as we want them to change it and bring it back, I just don't think that the things that we want it to be done in this game can actually fix it to a certain degree. Now, yes, it would allow us to cope with the game a little bit more if we had red dots on the minimap. And it would allow us to cope with the video game a little bit more if the footsteps weren't, loud, stomping footsteps that you can hear all the way from, Narnia. Things like that would make it a little bit easier to tolerate the video game, but it wouldn't make it perfect. You have to understand, this game was designed from the ground up with the main intentions of it just being a realistic styled video game, a realistic shooter. They wanted you to feel like you're in real life combat, that you were actually in the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you're in this battle that you're playing right here. It wasn't supposed to be designed to be a arcadey Call of Duty shooter where you can just run around, for my instances, like, plug in some music and just chill out, have a good time, try to get some streaks and stuff like that. No, this Call of Duty game wasn't designed for those purposes. This Call of Duty game was designed to immerse you into the battle, which I can understand this, and it is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with games like that. Having immersive video game isn't bad. That's a good thing. I like that in games like Battlefield, Rainbow Six Siege, stuff like that. But Call of Duty was never that type of video game. And the one tweet that I swear, I wish I screenshotted this tweet. I'm sure some of you guys still remember this. But Charlie Intel went out with an article saying, or someone went out with an article saying that I'm pretty sure it's Charlie Intel. You could probably go back to before Modern Warfare was released and see this. But Activision, they stated that they were not positive that people were going to enjoy this Call of Duty game. They had no clue if they were going to like the changes that was coming with it. And now that we see this game, I completely understand why, because they were taking it in a completely different direction. Their main intent wasn't to make this a Call of Duty video game, it was to make it a whole different experience. And that's rough because a lot of the hardcore Call of Duty fans who play these games every single year, that's what we want out of a Call of Duty game. We want something that's, entertaining, something that feels like Call of Duty, something that we can enjoy. We don't want, a realistic military-styled shooter. Maybe some do, but I think the majority of the Call of Duty fans, the hardcore ones at least, they just want a game that plays like Call of Duty. It's as simple as that. And even if they decide to bring back the red dots on the minimap, or maybe even fix the footsteps and stuff like that, dead silence is a perk, it won't change what this game was meant to be. Like I said, this game, before it was released into even beta form, this game was released with insanely loud footsteps, very fast time to kill with the weapon balance, and also no minimap at all. Screw the red dots. There was no minimap in this video game. None. Zero. That's what this game was designed around from the ground up. This game was designed around basically your situational awareness. They want you to be aware of your surroundings, They want you to be, like I said earlier in the video, they want you to be in the shit. They want you to focus on what's going on in front of you, which isn't bad. Like I said, there's games for that type of style of gameplay that I do enjoy, but out of Call of Duty, that's not really the direction that I think they should have really went with. But because they did go with that direction, that's just how this game plays. And I know I complain a lot, but I complain because I get annoyed, and I think that you guys enjoy my rants. I know a lot of you guys enjoy my rants and think they're very humorous or just agree with the things I gotta say and stuff like that. Whatever your opinion is on my rants, but sometimes I get annoyed with the video game and I have to rant out. But do understand that I know that even though as much as I'm ranting, these issues aren't going to make Call of Duty Modern Warfare a better game. They could do everything in the world to try to fix this by doing everything the community wants, which I still think it would be a cool idea if they have, a game mode specifically made for a minimap in the game, or a game mode specifically made for dead silence to be in the game. I think it'll be cool to experiment with some of those things. It'll be interesting, it'll be fun, and the community would like it, but it won't make Modern Warfare a solid game because they made this game around sound whoring, knowing where the enemies are at, setting up positions to bunker down in, and just, That's it. There's no, like I said, no minimap. You can't see. Their initial reaction to this game was not even knowing where your teammates were. You didn't know anything. You had no intel on any of your situational awareness stuff. You had no minimap to show you where the enemies are. You had no idea where anything in the map was. You couldn't see the outline of the map. You couldn't even see where your teammates were located. And before putting the minimap back in the game, they decided to outline your teammates instead of putting the minimap in the game. Do you know how hard we had to fight to just put a minimap in this video game, just in general, even without the red dots? That was just awful, trying to get to that point. But I understand why Infinity Ward was, not really wanting to do it. I think the main reason why they wanted no minimap, just initially, and didn't want to, break down to the community and put the minimap in, because they knew it wouldn't fix the game. They knew adding a minimap into this game wasn't going to make anything better. They already knew this. Because like I said, from the ground up, they designed this game the way they did. So no matter what they change, it's too late now in the game cycle. They already designed the maps. They already designed the weapons. They already designed over half the game. It's no way they can go that far back to build this game around a minimap again, or build this game around Dead Silence. They didn't have these things in mind. So they knew for a fact that if they added in the minimap, it wasn't going to please anybody. It would honestly just piss them off even more. Which, let's be honest, it did piss us off more. It pissed us off to the point where we want red dots on the minimap. And they're not going to do that because they know if they add red dots on the minimap, the community will be outraged again, saying that's not good enough. And then they're going to get more backlash. I understand where Infinity Ward is coming from. I don't like the fact that they went ahead and designed this game the way they did. There were so many other options they could have done. They didn't have to make it this, realistic. This is the most realistic Call of Duty game I've ever played. And it's cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, I've never played a realistic shooter like this with this type of graphics and good gunplay and stuff like that. There's games like, what's it called? I haven't played it in forever. Squad and other things like that, which are realistic military shooters. But nothing has this good of a visuals, in my personal opinion. Not even Arma has this good of visuals. I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare is absolutely gorgeous. But just know that I think at this point I'm done, and I understand that nothing will ever happen to this video game. The next upcoming updates are probably just going to add more maps and stuff. Bugs, I don't even know if they're working on any more bug fixes in this game. I know some of the major ones have been resolved. They're definitely, putting in work on this title. I will applaud Infinity Ward for, putting something together with Modern Warfare, even though it's not the absolute amazing game that we've all wanted. But just know that every time I make a rant video and stuff like that, and I complain about this game now, just know nothing's changing. I know that making that video is not to change anything. I'm just making a rant video to vent at this point and just get my anger out from this video game and hopefully relate with some of you guys as well. But just know that I know for a fact there's no changes coming with, whatever rant video I put out. Because no matter what they do in this game, it will not make it better. It has been made the way it has been made to play the way that it plays. That's the moral of the story. It's nothing that could possibly be done to improve this game. I guarantee if they put I think one of the biggest things that could really fix this game is if Dead Silence was in it. Because let me tell you, when I run Dead Silence as the field grade, it is just so OP how you can run and gun, and just nobody has any awareness. It's actually night and day. It shows you, it proves to you how different this game plays compared to when you don't have Dead Silence. It really does prove. Just run it yourself. Run it yourself and find out. It's insane. Players just don't know. It seems like when you don't have Dead Silence on, you could be 3 buildings away, but for some reason they're already looking at you. But same situation, if you had Dead Silence on, they would have no clue. They wouldn't even be looking in your direction, let alone, worried about someone being around them. They'll just be going on with their business. I think Dead Silence would really make a big difference in this video game, but they're not going to do it. They're going to keep that as a field grade. Obviously, the minimap, even if they brought back red dots, it's not going to change anything. The game still plays the exact same way. It will play. I would still love to see a game mode, but it's not going to change anything. It's just sad. It's sad that this game had to turn out this way. I really expected a lot more, but I think that with the next Call of Duty Modern Warfare game, we'll see some better things come out of it. I think that whatever Infinity Ward has cooking up for the next title, they're going to make it a little bit more decent, hopefully, because I think this was just a more experimental video game. Like, they've been experimenting every single year now, and they'll probably experiment with something different. I can guarantee that it won't be the same way that it plays this game. It's just up to Infinity Ward if they're going to make it worse or if they're going to make it better. We're going to have to find out. But guys, that is really all I have to say for this commentary. If you enjoyed it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And as always, if you hated it, go as dislike it, whatever your personal opinion is. Also, if you just want to chat with me or see what I'm talking about with any of these video games, you can follow me over on Twitter, @JbowenDaMan. I do plenty of ranting over there. And also, if you want to catch me live stream, I try to do that every single Monday. And I do that over on Twitch, @JbowenDaMan. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and see you on the next one. Peace out.